Drop a yes. If you're excited to be a lot, drop a yes in the comments. We're talking 10 questions you need to ask your realtor and your lender when purchasing a home or an investment property. All right, here is the first question. Let's see who's gonna I want to see who's gonna write down all 10 questions. If you do, I've got a gift for you. I got a gift for you. So when I ask at the end of this, I need you to tell me what those 10 questions are. I need you to type them in the chat. What your 10 questions are. All right. So first question I want you to ask, excuse me, is what is your experience in this market? Understanding their experience is going to help you to gauge their knowledge and expertise related to your specific needs. Not saying that they can't navigate it if they're not that experienced, but you want to check. You want to ask, hey, what's your experience? You know, how long have you been doing this? What do you think about this market? Do you think now is a good time to buy? Yeah, I know my answer for now is a good time to buy. It's always a great time to buy real estate as long as you buy it right. Okay. And don't get so hung up on the interest rate. Look at affordability because interest rates are going to go up and down. And you can always, as long as your credit is within good standing, you have equity in your home. You can always look for a rate term finance, meaning just refinancing to reduce the rate. So you want to ask, what is your experience in this market? That is question number one. Make sure you're writing these down because I'm going to need you to post these questions in the comments for an opportunity to win a prize. Number two, can you provide references from past clients? You know, one of the great ways to find references is, if you don't want to ask them that question directly, one of the ways to find references is to look at Google reviews, right? That's the great thing about this internet thing. Everything is out there. If they have a business profile set up where you can look at Google reviews, look at their Google reviews. Sometimes Facebook has an option if they have their page set up to where you can check out the reviews. Go look at their Facebook profiles, their LinkedIn profiles, their Instagram profiles. Look at what people are saying about them. Check out their websites. And if you can't find the information there, or if you can't pick up the phone and call somebody and ask, inquire, then ask them, hey, can you provide references um, for people that you have helped? Because I just want to talk to them and see what they think about me. All right. Question number two is, can you provide references from past clients? Question number three, this is so important. So important. What is your communication style and how often will you check in with me? I think that is the biggest things that I hear from not only clients, but realtors is that communication sucks between them and a lender. Or clients may say communication sucks between them and a lender, or they may say communication sucks between them and the realtor. It's so important to be able to communicate to get on the same page. And I gotta tell you, realtors and mortgage brokers like myself, we have so much going on that we try to have a structured day. And so one of the ways that we can have structure is to communicate with you up front how we will communicate in the home buying process. Will that be a weekly email going out, updating you on things that are happening? Will that be a weekly video telling you the stages of where the loan is? Whatever it is, ask your realtor and your lender, what is your communication style and how often will you communicate, check in with me? All right, that's very important. That's number three. Number four, what are your fees and commission structure? I know some people probably want to stay away from that, but ask that. I found that as a broker, when I've been dealing with people, they don't understand how I get paid. Well, I get paid just like a realtor. We are commission based. That means we only get paid if the loan closes. And I've had clients say, "Oh my God, what if it doesn't close? How will you get paid?" It's like, hey, don't worry about it. If it does not close, I don't get paid. I get paid in other ways. Um, I get paid to continue to help you get in position to buy. I get paid to help you get ready, right? So that from now on you stay ready, and then you'll come back to me and we can close that loan. But ask what are your fees and your commission structure. Understanding how a realtor and myself mortgage broker are compensated, it will help you to budget and avoid surprises. Okay. Number five, what is the current market like for buyers? All right. Um, you know, it gives you insight into the market conditions and it helps you to understand the competition and the timing for your purchase. But at the end of the day, I still stand behind it's always a great time to buy as long as you buy right and you have a long-term goal in mind, you're going to be fine in most cases. So that's number five. What is the current market like for buyers? And now a lot of you are so educated, and the great thing is we have Chat GPT, we have Google, we have YouTube. You can go and find this information yourself, but you want to ask these particular questions because it helps you to determine one, if the person you're working with is experienced, if they're trustworthy. Two, if it determines if you're going to like them because we do business with people we know, like, and trust, right? So, and be mindful, just because they may not have the answer to one question, that does not disqualify the realtor or the mortgage broker, aka loan officer. Okay. So, but it does put you in a position to find out what they know. You can be able to ascertain if it's somebody that you want to work with, if it's somebody you like, if it's somebody you're going to trust and has your best interest at heart. Number six, and these questions are more directed towards the lender, right? The mortgage broker. What types of loans do you offer? Because, see, it's not a one stop shop, people. Nah. And so it's important to ask what type of loans you offer because what if someone's trying to put you in an FHA loan where you generally have to put down 3.5% of the purchase price, but you're a veteran, right? And if your mortgage broker doesn't ask, hey, are you a veteran? Are you a surviving spouse of a veteran? Doesn't ask the right questions, then they cannot put you into the right loan. So it's important for you to ask the lender mortgage broker, what type of loan programs do you offer so you can get in where you fit in? Different loans come with different terms. So knowing your options help you to make an informed choice. Here's another question I want you to ask your lender. What is the interest rate associated fees for my loan? Now, I'll be very honest with you. Again, you heard me. If you came in at the beginning of this view, interest rates are going to go up and down. I'm not really concerned about interest rates. I don't think you should be concerned about interest rates, but if you are, I do respect that and I will, you know, help you as much as I can. At the end of the day, it's about home affordability. Well, how can I say that? Because there are some people out there that have interest credit cards with interest rates of 12, 13, 18%, and they're not concerned about the interest rate. They're just concerned about affordability. Can I make the meet? Can I make the payments? They have car notes that have a 15% interest rate. They're not concerned about the interest rate. They're concerned about affordability. Can I make the payment? However, if you are one of those interest rates persons, conscious interest rate persons, ask what the current interest rate is. You can go to Chat GPT, find out what the average interest rate is. Now, keep in mind that even though Chat GPT is going to kick out what the average interest rate is, if that differs depending upon the borrower. And that's because everybody's situation is different. Your credit profile is different. Your financial profile is different. Your employment profile is different. So all of those things are going to your reserves, how much money you have in savings, checking, retirement, stocks and bonds. That's different. Your assets, real estate, own, all of that is different for every borrower. And then also every lender is different. We're not built the same. So whereas when somebody else may say you need a 640 credit score to be able to get a 5% interest rate, me as a broker, I may be able to shop around and get you something a whole lot cheaper. So we're not all built the same. All right. And again, even if you come in at a higher interest rate, but you can still afford a payment, when interest rate drop, hopefully you put yourself in a position to where you can refinance for a lower interest rate. And there are ways to beat the interest rate. I have a video that says how to pay off your mortgage quicker. And that does exist. You can pay off your mortgage quicker by sending in extra payments. I know a lot of people think, oh, I got to send in an extra $1,000 a month. That is not the truth. I have a video. I'll put it under here so that you can check it out. You can send in an extra $25 a month and you will knock off years on what you have to pay for your mortgage. All right. Next question. So let's go back. So that question was, what is the interest rate associated and fees for my loan? Number eight, what is the timeline for me getting pre-approved? Y'all know I don't like pre-qualified, right? Don't like pre-qualified. So number eight, what is the timeline for me getting pre-approved? Pre-qualified is just somebody running your credit, you telling them how long you've been at your job, you telling them how much you have in assets, you telling them how much you make on the job, and they call your credit and they say, oh, based on what you've told me and your credit profile, this is how much you qualify for. Whereas a pre-approval is definitely more in depth. A pre-approval is um, me looking at your bank statements, me looking at your pay stubs. If you're self-employed, me looking at your income tax returns, me looking at your photo ID, validating who you are, me looking at, I said, the bank statements, your pay stubs, your 401k, if you have one, any other assets that you have, me looking at those things and your credit profile to determine if you are pre-approved for a loan. And that's the way I do it. I base it off of verifying those important things so that we are not wasting our time. If you are in a position and you're ready to buy, I can tell you what you qualify for up to the amount that you qualify for based on the documents that you have supplied me. All right, and you're going to have a stronger acceptance rate when you go into offer and deposit a contract on a home because you've been pre-approved by me, meaning that I verified everything. I put you through underwriting, desktop underwriting, and letting you know, hey, you are pre-approved to go ahead and move forward with this loan. Now, in order to get to the finish line, there are other things that we have to look at. Of course, the lender is going to need an appraisal to make sure the home values at the amount that the seller is selling it for. You're going to need a title check to make sure that there aren't any liens against the house, and if they are, that they could be cleared up prior to closing. So those things have to be verified. And then, of course, they're going to verify that you do work at the job you work at, making sure that we have 24 months of employment. Okay. So that's what you want to ask. What is the timeline for getting approved? Typically for me, my timeline is 24 to 36 hours, provided you get me everything I need. So when I ask you for those documents, send me those documents right away and I can get you approved right away. Oftentimes it's faster than 24 hours, but I like to give myself some leeway, 24 to 36, 24 to 48 hours to get you pre-approved, and I am available on weekends. All right. Number 9, what documents will you need for the loan application? Well, I pretty much just covered that for you. The upfront documents. Now, as the loan process goes on, there are going to be other things that will be needed, like you getting insurance for the house. If you're doing a purchase, you're going to have to get a quote, right? If it's a refinance, we're going to need a copy of your insurance declaration page. We're going to need to find out how much your taxes are. But for the upfront, just some simple documents. And I've done videos to tell you guys, get ready, create a folder on your desktop, a folder on your phone so that you can have. And in that folder, what I need you to put in that folder for the upfront documents that I will need. So number 9 is what documents will you need for the loan application? I need you to have a valid photo ID in that folder ready to send to me. 2 of your last pay stubs, 2 years W-2, your last 2 years W-2. So that's the one I left out earlier. So you need your pay stubs, 2 year pay stubs, 2 your last year W-2s, 2 of your last bank statements. All right, you need those things. Then I'm going to need, if you're self-employed, 2 years tax returns. If you're not self-employed, no problem. And I'm going to need the valid photo ID. I'm going to need anything that you have in 401k, stocks and bonds, and if you have any assets like real estate owned. Okay. But, forget the real estate owned up front. Right now, I'm just looking for your valid photo ID, your W-2 tax returns, your pay stubs, and your bank statements. And we can make you do what it do, baby. All right. Number 10. Here's the last question. Let's see if you guys are going to be able to put in all 10 questions to be able to get this free prize. And I'm going to leave this, the free prize up to about 12 noon today because we are doing this at 7:30 a.m. early in the morning. So you have until 12 noon today to type all 10 questions to be able to qualify for a free prize. How much can I afford and what is your recommendation for a comfortable budget? Number 10, how much can I afford and what is your recommendation for a comfortable budget? Now, here's the thing. Asking them that, what is your recommendation for a comfortable budget? Really, that's pointless. You need to be asking yourself that, right? And so I feel like for me, with you asking them that, that's you just seeing where their head is, because if you ask me, hey, what's my comfort budget? I'm going to put it back on you. I'm going to be like, hey, these are the debts that you are presenting to me based off your credit report. But I don't know what debts you have that are not on your credit report because I'm only going to consider what I see on the credit report. So the truth of the matter is, when it comes to your budget, That is something that you're going to have to sit down and do. Now, I can assist you, and there are apps that are out there that can assist you, but that is something that you are going to need to do. You have to look at how much money you have coming in, how much money you have coming out, factor in what will be happening, the funds that you'll have to dedicate to your new home, and then determine, okay, based on this is how much I can afford to allocate to spending on a housing expenditure. All right. Now, I can't tell you how much you can afford based on the debt that's on your credit report and based on the income that your pay stubs and your W 2s show me, based on the income that's being deposited into your bank account. I can tell you how much you can afford, but you have to really sit down and ascertain if the number that I give you is truly what you can afford, because only you know if you have extra stuff going out. You might be sending mama $50 extra a month. You might be paying for some medicine. That's not on your credit report. You might be supporting a child that's in college. That's not on your credit report. So I don't know those things. We don't take into account your insurance for vehicles that you have. That's not on your credit report. So those are things that you have to sit down and determine for yourself. However, as your mortgage broker, I'll be more than willing to help you determine that. All right. So I'm gonna just go back through it. 5 questions for your realtor is: what is your experience in this market? You can also ask your lender that. Number two, can you provide references from past clients? These are still great questions for both realtors and lenders. Number three, what is your communication style and how often will you check in? Number four, what are your fees and commission structure? Number five, what is the current market like for buyers? Number six, what types of mortgage loans do you offer? Number seven, what is the interest rate and associated fees for my loan? Number eight, what is the timeline for me getting pre approved? Number nine, what documents will you need for the loan application? And number 10, how much can I afford? And what is your recommendation for a comfortable budget? So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this coffee chat here today. If you're not watching it live, I know a lot of you come back and you watch it on the replay. I want to thank you for sharing my videos. You guys know that it is in my heart to educate, to share the knowledge. I've been doing it for um, nearly 2 decades now. And so that's not going to stop. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So, thank y'all for hearing me out before you cuss me out, because what I had to say is very, very relevant. And I just have one ask: that you please share this video and continue to help me to reach the masses. My name is Solandia Hammond, aka Sue Ham, baby, with loanswithsueham.com, powered by Edge Home Finance, NMLS number 2519087. Don't forget, join us on Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. where we'll have Susie Balder from Rehab Wallet telling us how to obtain funds for our investment properties and the money to rehab these properties. All right, this is going to be a great one. I've used Rehab Wallet since 2020, and I stand behind them fully with both feet planted firmly on the ground, standing at attention. As a Marine veteran, I'm just giving it to you. They are one of the best rehab lenders out there. So I can't wait to see you on Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Until then.